slip by chance. Don't you want a man who fully understands a sailor's heart, a sailor's heart.
Come and run away with us as we set sail from Kilifi, Kenya, making our way down the Tanzanian coast, briefly stopping at Kilwa before crossing the Mozambique Channel to Mayotte.
G'day. So we did it. We struggled to do it, but we did it. We left Kilifi in Kenya yesterday morning and took off with a decent weather forecast of northerly winds for about 3 days. It was just too good to miss. It could be a couple of weeks before we get another set of northerlies. So yeah, we took the opportunity. So we checked out of Kilifi and said goodbye to all of our bloody amazing friends up there, which was just heartbreaking, to be honest. But honestly, Kenya and Kilifi are going to hold a very special place in our hearts for a very, very long time. It was just incredible. Probably one of the best places we've been to since we started cruising, in the regard that they were so friendly and you could get anything you needed and everyone was willing to help, and there was a lot to do, and it was just it kind of felt like we were leaving another home. So anyway, it is what it is. We had to push on, otherwise we'd never leave. So yeah, anyway, right now we're just sailing along nicely. The wind's not particularly strong. We're only doing about 4.8, maybe 5 knots. We're just going to sail straight through Tanzania, and make our way to Mayotte, which is a remote French outpost, I guess you could call it. So it's an island just near the Comoros between East Africa and Madagascar. We'll show you a little map right now where Mayotte is. Being a French province, check-in takes about 10 minutes and it's free, and you get 3 months. Not that we're going to be there that long. We're pretty much just going to call in and get a visa and hang out for a week or two and wait for a decent weather window to make the run down the Mozambique Channel to Richards Bay in South Africa.
Drama unfolds that night when we're passing Dar es Salaam and we hit a ghost net. Sailing under full canvas, doing 8 knots at the time, we came to a standstill and Brendan had to jump in to cut Excelsior free. Next morning, we found a spot just outside Mafia Island where we could anchor and inspect the damage. The net had gouged through both of our rudders. Brendan removed any remnants of the netting, and we set to work to bog the damaged sections.
So I just jumped back in the water real quick and just checked that underwater epoxy, and it's gone solid as a rock. It's only been an hour. They reckon it's fully cured after 2 hours, so that should be more than enough for us to get moving. All we did is, you would have seen Sarah. She just she just sat up here and kneaded them together until it actually started getting warm. And once it starts getting hot, that's when the chemical processes take an action. And I just got down there and I was just basically feeding it in. I tried to get it as deep as I could into the cavity in the rudder, deep back. In there as deep as I could, and then smoothed over the surface as much as I could so it doesn't create any drag and you know, has the most limited amount of surface area.
Brody's kicking himself that he didn't see it, but there's no way he could have seen it.
He's heartbroken, and it's not his fault. It is not his fault at all. There's no way on earth anyone could have seen that net, which is just heartbreaking because it didn't need to happen. There was just no way we could have ever seen it. In fact, the crazy thing is, you know, the big ferry, the cat that goes from Zanzibar to Dar es Salaam, runs through there every couple of hours. So it just blows my mind. I'm thinking maybe it came dislodged and it was drifting, but who knows? It is what it is. That's life. That's part of the cruising life. We learned early on that, you know, problems and accidents like this, unless it's catastrophic and you're sinking, it can be fixed. You know, you just need to sit down, chill out, think about it, and I guess, you know, the first thing you got to really do is assess the situation. Are you sinking? Is there water coming into the boat? Is it that dire? You know, is there a massive problem? And fortunately for us, we've not we've been quite lucky in that regard. You know, we've had a few incidents, but we've been really lucky in that there's been no major damage or anything catastrophic. So
this guy keeps his cool. He's used to shit hitting the fan and just acting really calm. I was running around like a headless chook, and Brody was a bit panicked as well. But it's because we had full canvas up, man. We were hooking along at 8 knots, and then all
stopped
of a sudden,
dead.
Boom, stopped. Like
the net was about 1 kilometre long, and it was probably, when I jumped in the water, it's probably about 10 to 15 metres deep. So I mean, that's a lot of net.
while we were working, the kids entertained themselves by catching some squid for dinner.
Good girl, Chachi. Chuck it in the bucket.
Did you get one, baby girl?
Good girl. Good girl.
Good job.
There's chubby for dinner. Nice work, guys.
Onwards and upwards, but just take a look at this reef. Beautiful, huh?
Just settling into, about to settle into night 3. I'm a little bit sunburnt today. Don't tell Sarah. Beautiful sailing out here this afternoon. Got 10 knots on the beam, no swell, no chop, nothing. It actually might have just dropped as I said that, but yeah, we're hooking along at about 5 knots, 6 knots. It's lovely. I'd be more than happy to do this for days and days on end if it was like this.
As the sun was going down, I prepared calamari and chips for dinner. Yeah, there's chips. That really big potato, I made that into a whole bunch of chips.
Yeah, nice.
And we got calamari, fresh from the sea today. Compliments of Brody and Charlize.
Good job.
3/4 of it was supplied by me.
Good morning. We're en route. We're leaving Kilwa, which is just at the bottom of Tanzania. Headed out for Mayotte. We had intended of going straight from Kenya straight to Mayotte, but when we got halfway down, this weather system popped up, and we just didn't want to be out there. Not that it was crazy serious, but we just didn't want to be out there getting smashed for no reason. So we pulled in here for 3 days, got to do a little bit of work. I actually managed to fix the engine, the oil sensor, 3 or 4 days, 2 days, whatever we were. The oil sensor that was pissing out with oil. We ended up cracking the housing, whether it was me, probably was me. We had a mechanic come out and try and fix it. He ended up just making it worse. He actually cracked it even more. So in the end, I've actually JB welded it in place, so it will never come out again.
So this is it for East Africa. Once we leave here, we'll be heading to Mayotte, which is a French district, outpost, I think it's called. And then we're heading straight to Richards Bay in South Africa. So yeah, it's been amazing, challenging, but very rewarding, and we've met some amazing people, particularly in Kenya. We definitely left a bit of our heart in Kilifi in Kenya. So thanks for the memories, everyone, and yeah, who knows, hopefully we're back here one day.
Alright, so we're just after midday, actually well after midday, it's 2:45 now, and the wind has not come in at all like it was expected to. Shock horror. We've got, I don't know, about 4 or 5 knots, strangely enough out of the northeast, which isn't too bad. I've got the head sail out because we're making about 10 knots apparent, so that's helping us along a little bit, but both engines on still, and we're only making 5.8 knots. We got 1.7 knots of current against us. The conditions out here now have improved vastly. The swell lines have just sort of moved apart a bit further, and it's not as choppy. For the first 3 hours of 4 hours even of leaving Kilwa, Tanzania there, holy shit was it rough. Sarah got crook and you couldn't even stand up. And it was clear blue sky, no wind, nothing. So it was glass, but a choppy glass. It was the weirdest shit we've ever seen. So anyway, we're quite happy now, just cruising along. I'm gonna burn some dinosaurs for the next 24 hours until we get right out of the current and down closer to the Comoro Islands. Once we get around south of the Comoros, we should be right. Hopefully we'll get the chance to sail. See on here, you got all of these apparent vessels in a perfect line, right? One of them moving, one of them not, with a Chinese name, go figure. what I think these are is long lines. These are the trawlers. So this is the trawler here, and these are actually the long line nets or traps, or I don't know much about long lines, but that's just what I think they are. And you may not see it. Oh, just here in the distance, there's a white marker. So that's an AIS marker. And then every, I'd say 500 meters, there's these big yellow buoys all the way for like kilometers. I think that that's a long line. So what I'm hoping is that that AIS marker, like you would have seen on the map, is actually the last one. So the long line actually goes a couple of kilometers that way, and we're not going to go across anything. I've aimed to pass to the south of that marker there, hoping that that's what it was. I can see one there, but I can also see another one up ahead, which is a little confusing because usually they're marked at AIS. Or a little oh no, I can see it there. I can see it. Yeah. So there's the one beside me, and there's the one I can see off in the distance. So maybe it's doing a big arc, but either way, we're coming around the southern side of those I guess, I don't know what you call them, targets. Let's call them, yeah, that's what they're called. They're called targets. So that's night one done and dusted. We're now crossing from Tanzania to Mayotte. Pretty uneventful night. We motored most of the morning yesterday, as you would have seen, and then the wind came in. It was great actually. The wind was blowing all the way through till about midnight, and then it just swung around on the nose and we dropped right off, and then we started heading towards Mozambique, and we put the engines on, unfortunately. But, about an hour ago the wind came in again, about 12 to 15 knots. Put the sails back out, shut the engines down, and within about 20 minutes it dropped again. So we've got about 9-10 knots at the moment on the beam. We're only doing 4.5 knots over ground, but everyone's sleeping, so I'm just going to leave it. Got full canvas up, beautiful sunrise.
We've been motoring all day today. The wind is on the nose and it's light. The current's against us as well, and the swell is surprisingly large for no wind. The Indian Ocean is a real beast, and it's very unpredictable, but it's really uncomfortable, to be quite honest. Brendan says he's done with it. He never wants to cross the Indian Ocean ever again. He's done it 3 times in the last 6 months, so I don't blame him. Not a lot of life out here. We've had the lines out trolling, haven't caught anything, haven't even had a nibble. We haven't seen dolphins. We've seen a few flying fish, a couple of terns, and I saw one booby this morning, but that's pretty much it. Like, it's just a vast blue nothing. Hopefully we get some wind to sail tonight. We can switch the engines off and give them a break, but it's not looking good. Anyway, we'll be glad to get to Mayotte and have a baguette.
Baguette. Baguette.
Yeah, Mayotte's a French province, and yeah, we're really excited to check it out, see what it's all about. And the added bonus, they've got lemurs, which we were really hoping to see in Madagascar, but they closed their borders to us, so we'll still get to see lemurs, so that's a silver lining. And apparently, from all the cruisers who've been there just before us, they're saying the reef is really good, there's good diving, good snorkeling, plenty to do and see, so yeah, bring on Mayotte. As we neared the Comoros, Brody got onto a wahoo. So So what does that do, Brendo?
Bleeding it. Just getting all the blood out as much as you can. These things have like when you fillet them, they've got a really thick blood lines through the middle of them. So what we try and do straight away is we dispatch it first, and then I nick an artery, and then it just all the blood comes straight out of the fish really quickly. So it's as humane as possible by dispatching it, knife in the brain, and then the blood just goes really quickly. Just means the fillets end up really nice and white. Yeah. And then we put them in the fridge. Well. We put them in the fridge, and what happens is once you fillet it, leave it in the fridge for 2 days, and all the lactic acid actually falls out of the muscle and into the bottom of the container. So it's always good to have like a little tray in the bottom of your container. So we leave it in the fridge for a day or so, and then I'll either skin it or we'll freeze it if we're not going to use it straight away, and then we eat it then.
We usually eat a little bit fresh and then we freeze the rest.
Yeah. Usually.
Just to have some fish on hand. We've got room in the freezer, so that'll be good. We haven't had some fresh fish for a while that we've caught ourselves anyway. So nice. So we're just passing the Comoros. Charlize is on her first night shift. Oh, well, not her first, but she's on the first watch. How's this sky, Charlize? Beautiful. It's like we appeared out of the clouds this morning. Can't see anything behind us, and it was really difficult to see straight ahead, but as the sun's risen, we've got this spectacular view. There's lots of low cloud and smoke in the air, but it's kind of beautiful as well. A little bit spooky, and I found evidence of seabirds. Must have come in and given us a little surprise last night. That's going to be fun to clean up. You almost wouldn't believe that we're in 2,000 meters of water right now. And then that. We're literally in the middle of the Indian Ocean, and this has just come up from the sea. It's pretty incredible. We had almost passed the Comoran Islands when a Navy boat pulled us over to inspect our paperwork. Brendan spoke to the boss man, and we were able to send photos of our documents to appease him.
Okay. No problem. Yep, no problem. Merci. Merci. Bon bag. Merci beaucoup. That's not uncommon, right? We're an international vessel, sailing through their waters in an area where they're having massive problems with
Smuggling.
Illegal immigration, smuggling, and all that sort of shit. I am not surprised the Coast Guard came out.
Show us what they've got now. Now we're going to hit all this wake. Oh god. It was time to hoist our French and quarantine flags, and our entry clearance document had already been approved.
Mayotte traffic, Mayotte traffic, Mayotte traffic. This is sailing vessel Excelsior, 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 channel 16.
Okay, sir. You already get contact with the harbour master?
Yes, sir, we have. We've sent our emails away and been approved.
Okay, so if you already get contact with the harbour master, it's okay, so you can proceed, no problem.
Merci beaucoup.
Okay, and what is your last port of call and how many people on board, please?
Our last port of call was Kilifi in Kenya, Kilifi, and we have 4 people on board. Over.
Welcome, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Standing by, channel 16.
Entering Mayotte Lagoon needs to be done from the northern end. Then you make your way down to Zuzi, where you will see many boats moored. There is a yellow mooring ball for international cruises.
Shiploads.
Shiploads of ships. Shitloads of boats. It's bloody busy.
Vive la France.
We were so excited to be here.
That was a big ship.
There are a few shipwrecks within the harbour, so you need to be careful. Rhodes was out on deck to pick up the mooring ball.
Just be careful.
That's it. We've picked up the mooring. We are done. Just on 800 miles from Kenya, from Kilifi to here. And if you include this, like, you know, the stopover in Kilwa for a couple of days to wait out the weather, it's been a pretty tedious 8-10 days, I think, something like that. Anyway, the anchor's down, so to speak.
Join us next time as we explore Mayotte. Thanks for watching and welcome to all our new subscribers.